actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Stick this one in the electrical socket, folks. The Razorbacks have shocked the world. Arkansas defeats UConn 90-87.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
All right, I'm ready to see some Wildcat misery tonight. Aren't you? Aren't you ready? It's been so much fun watching Kentucky Wildcats basketball just completely melt away throughout this season. And everybody kept saying throughout their 6-game losing streak in non-conference, and even during the 3-game losing streak that followed their conference short 3-game winning streak, that this was going to be a team that's going to start winning games, going to be a lot of problems for people. They're going to be a tournament team, and you know what? Nobody's saying that anymore. Nobody is saying that anymore. And so I'm excited about the idea of Arkansas extending this Kentucky misery at least for another few days. I want to see some head-scratching comments from John Calipari in the postgame. I want to see him get really upset in like the first 10 minutes of the game. I want to hear those Kentucky fans booing their own players within the first half of this game tonight. Because I'll tell you what,
today.
Well, I am, look, this is a fan base that doesn't even like their own team, doesn't even like their own coach right now, who they have been lauding for these last 11, 12 years. You don't see much BBN and all that kind of stuff thrown around social media these last few weeks. It's been fun. It's been fun, and really, I mean, they're not the only program that's wriggling right now of the Blue Bloods.
Right.
I mean, what was it yesterday? The poll comes out, AP poll, first time since however long you don't have Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, or Kentucky in the top 25. Although Kansas gets it's funny to look at the idea of a Kansas win over Oklahoma State as being an upset, but if OSU is ranked and Kansas was not, I guess it is. But, so now it's up to Arkansas to continue this misery for the so-called blue blood in the SEC tonight. 6 o'clock, of course, right here on this very station you're listening to, 5:30 for the airtime with Chuck and Z. You got it on the SEC. Oh, is it on ESPN?
ESPN, the big boy.
ESPN tonight. That's right. I saw Ravitch and Jimmy Dykes are on the call. So got the frontline guys on the main network tonight. And, I mean, already this is an unsuccessful basketball season for Kentucky, no matter what happens. I mean, it doesn't really, for me, look like they're going to be an NCAA tournament team, even if the SEC finds a way to put together a tournament, which may happen, may not happen. Like, that's the only way right now, I think, that Kentucky makes it into the NCAA tournament. If there is an SEC tournament and the Wildcats run the table, it's the only way they make it. But even just making it to the tournament, SmackDown, for that program does not make it a successful season. Really, for Kentucky to have a successful year, it's like Final Four or bust. Really, that's the level of success that they've put together for, I mean, gosh, going over 60, 70 years now. That's the same idea. You can point to a lot of other top programs across the sports landscape. You know, like you could say, if you're a professional football player, any season that doesn't end in the Super Bowl with a championship is a disappointment. But let's be honest, there's really only so many Tom Bradys out there that make a living almost in playing in the Super Bowl year after year. College football, Alabama, if they don't make it to the college football, heck, if they don't win a national championship, it's an unsuccessful year for Alabama. But then again, that's a program that's won how many national titles in the last 11 years? That's a level that was set before Saban got there. I mean, a long time before Nick Saban got there, but he raised it back to that level. What other programs could we say that about? LSU baseball in the 1990s. You know, it's been a while since they've been quite at that level, but a year where LSU does not make it to Omaha is an unsuccessful year. I think in a lot of ways, people feel that way, and probably rightfully so with the recent success. You feel the same way about Arkansas baseball right now.
I completely agree with that. If Arkansas, that's the expectation. And kind of like you said, is it recency bias? Probably. But, I mean, Dave Van Horn has put a team out there every year that is capable of making it to the College World Series. Last year's team, you never know. They were struggling pretty mightily until when the pandemic started. So who knows? But even still, when you got that level of success,
it's true. That's why when you make it back-to-back years, there, not making it for a third consecutive year, I could understand would be a disappointment. Where you would look at the overall body of work of the season and say, this wasn't what we're used to. This wasn't what was expected. I think from fans, from players, from coaches, and people that cover them. It's a program that's been there now 3 times in the last 5 College World Series held. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So for Arkansas basketball right now, and I'd open up the conversation for both teams here, men and women. What constitutes a successful season this year? And a win over Kentucky today, that's just a piece of what you're looking at over the overall body of success. We kind of got into this yesterday with a couple of our everyday listeners about, it was more centered on the women's basketball team, about not beating any top 25 teams yet in SEC play. Got a chance Thursday against Mississippi State, a program that, gosh, it's been a long time since Arkansas defeated State in any women's basketball game, whether postseason or regular season. But I sensed from Jason, and I think from Cody and a couple of others, that there's a little disappointment now of not necessarily beating the teams that you've been trying to chase as far as the standings are concerned over the last couple of years in SEC women's basketball. Is it the same case for the men's side? My whole case was, it's so difficult to look at a team that is having some success in the middle of February and say, well, this is a successful year or an unsuccessful year. You got to wait a month, and in some cases a month and a half, to the middle of March, to the end of March, look at the overall body of work, and then say, well, was this a success? Because for college basketball, SmackDown, it's all about, do you make it to the tournament, and how far do you go? I think that's where you are with both Arkansas men's and women's basketball teams. It's not a matter of right now where you're going to finish in the SEC, because I really don't see either of these teams collapsing at all. Not at all. It's what happens once you get to March and how far you go in the NCAA tournament.
Tell me what you think, because you said what constituted, so we'll put it like this. For the women, would it be a success if they get to the Sweet 16?
Yes, I think so.
All right, then let's just say for the men, getting to the NCAA tournament.
No. You want to
go further?
Just making an appearance in the tournament is not enough, because I think I had a sense, who knows, it would have been on the bubble, but I think they would have made it last year. And advancing to the tournament one year and losing potentially, and who knows what would have happened last year. It's not fair. It's unfair for me to say what would have happened in it. Getting there and losing in the first round is probably not good enough. And I would say the same thing for the women's team, because it's such an experience-based club, and you're not going to have this. You're not going to have anything close to this group of players together, next year. You're losing 4 or 5 of your players that get most of the minutes. So, and on the men's side, you're going to get a chunk of them coming back, but obviously, you lose out on your 3 graduate transfers and probably Moses Moody. But I would say, you got to get to at least the second game of the men's tournament for
Saturday or Sunday
season. I think so. And look, what was the main reason why Mike Anderson, was
couldn't get over the hump
8 years? Didn't advance to the Sweet 16.
Yep.
That's what you always hear about this program now. It's haven't been to the Sweet 16 since, 96? I always kind of mess around a little if it's 97 or 96. For the women's side, gosh, you haven't been to the Sweet 16 since, I think, the Final 4 years. So, it's really just a matter of I think the expectations were higher on the women's side than the men's side. That probably goes into some of this conversation. But, it's so difficult in the middle of the season right now to say that anything is a disappointment, because have they lived up to their potential on both sides? Maybe not necessarily on the women's side. On the men's side, I think so. I think so.
For all that we're talking about the men, they still have a legit opportunity to get the double bye in the SEC tournament, be one of the best 4 teams in the SEC. That is sitting right in front of you right now. You beat Florida, and then you got LSU coming to Fayetteville here pretty soon. You get you get Mississippi State again here soon. You've got opportunities to solidify that number 4 spot.
Well, I also understand the idea. It's like, in the regular season, if you're trying to measure yourself against the other programs in the league, you want to beat the teams that are ahead of you in the standings, if that can happen. It necessarily hasn't happened yet for the men's side, really, or the women's side yet, so I can understand the disappointment as far as that's concerned. But let's talk about disappointment or successful season when the season's done. And that's when you look back on things. 877-377-6963. Stay with us.
It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now, and they're back open till 2 a.m. on weekends. Dine-in, carry-out, delivery. Give them a call at 479-783-9941. You can check them out online at papaspub.com. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Arkansas, perhaps the world.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy.
It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now, and they're back open till 2 a.m. on weekends. Dine-in, carry-out, delivery. Give them a call at 479-783-9941. You can check them out online at papaspub.com. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Arkansas, perhaps the world.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Note, left side, tries a three, no good. Moody with the offensive rebound. Moses puts it back up and in. He's got 11 of the Razorbacks' 12 points.
Need a little bit more halftime in your life? Make sure to download the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast. Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith has the best deals in the River Valley on liquor, beer, and wine. Stop by 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith and make sure to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is part of the Hit That Line podcast network and is available wherever you listen to podcasts, including SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Coming out a few minutes ago, the Big Ten has announced that they're going to be moving their men's basketball conference tournament to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, which is where the Final Four is going to be held, amongst other, buildings and basketball arenas around the Indianapolis area and Purdue and Indiana University. It's a smart move by the Big Ten to do this because I guess that means that any team that makes it out of the Big Ten, essentially, it's almost like the entire league is going to make the NCAA tournament. They're like maybe 10 of the 14 are going to advance or get a bid. So that means they probably won't leave Indianapolis for almost 2 or 3 full weeks because I think the NCAA has mandated that all members of traveling parties to the men's tournament in Indianapolis have to, I think it was test negative for a week straight for the virus. That's why, holding these conference tournaments does make you scratch your head a little bit, bringing all these teams together to one location, one building, and in some cases, you have multiple teams staying in the same hotels, and it just feels like a risk as far as the ability to hold the real tournament that matters more under the conditions that they want. And the truth of the matter here is, without the men's basketball tournament, SmackDown, the NCAA might cease to exist, at least in the form that we currently know. I don't think that the organization can afford to not play the tournament for a second year. As far as the leagues are concerned, like the conferences, it seems it's more about, inventory for networks, television networks.
Right.
I look at the same way as like the baseball tournament in the SEC. Like the SEC makes money off of it through ticket sales and through the SEC network and ESPN2 that televise all the games. But most of the teams that are there, they already know their fate as far as if they're going to be a regional team or not. And I wonder, in this circumstance, you could end up with the leagues thinking, well, maybe it doesn't make sense to hold a tournament, and then you could end up with teams that know they're already going to go to the big dance, that don't feel they need any big resume booster, And as far as the SEC is concerned, I think that's really just, who would it be? It'd be Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and that's about it. And so then maybe they're like other teams that Auburn's not even going.
That are shoo-ins for the NCAA tournament?
Right, I say are shoo-ins.
And
then there's other teams that have no chance unless they run the table, and Auburn's already not participating. They've taken themselves out. Texas A&M, fat chance. Vanderbilt, fat chance.
Kentucky.
Carolina, fat chance. Kentucky. Used to be the Kentucky Invitational there in Nashville.
Yep.
Now it's fat chance Kentucky. So what are you left with at that point? If 3 of those teams that already know they're going to be in it say, all right, we don't need to be here, and then 5 or 6 teams that really don't have a shot and don't see the reason and the risk in going to playing in this conference tournament, what are you left with? 6 teams? I would love the thought of Kentucky and South Carolina being forced to play in a play-in game for the SEC
That'd be
tournament.
fantastic.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Or if Kentucky just playing on day one of the SEC tournament with the bottom 4 teams in the SEC. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I wonder too, you kind of bring that aspect of it up. Maybe do you change it up this year and do an 8-team bracket or something like that? I mean, it's an interesting scenario to kind of put forth a little bit, because I agree with you. I think Alabama, Missouri, they're shoo-ins. Tennessee, even though as much as they're faltering right now, not playing as well as they were in the non-conference portion of the season and even early SEC schedule, I think they're in. Arkansas, I feel like they're not necessarily a shoo-in yet, but I think if you beat Kentucky and you finish strong in the regular season, you're locked in. And even so, right now, Joe Lunardi came out, and he has Arkansas right now as a 9 seed. And
right. Arkansas would be one of those teams that's bubblicious, sort of, that would need to maybe
needs a little bit of help.
A little bit of help in the conference tournament. But then there's the other, as like Muss said, what was it, yesterday, the day before? I mean, it's been 6 days since Arkansas last played against
Feels like it's been
Mississippi
forever.
State. He says this is not a football team, and we're used to playing in more of a rhythm. And if you do not play conference tournaments, like you've got that week between the end of the regular season and the start of the SEC tournament, you have a week to make up games. Arkansas has to make up one right now, Texas A&M. So let's say that those games are made up, and then you are left with about a week and a half until you play your next game in the NCAA tournament, which is theoretically what the season's all about anyway. So I don't know if you try to schedule some, I don't know if you can do exhibitions or whatnot. I think that it shows situations both ways that make it a little bit difficult. But then again, if the ultimate thing that matters most for the overall industry, not just of college basketball, but of college sports, is to have this men's basketball tournament, I don't see the reason for conference tournaments at all. All right, then let's get to this game. I think you can win this game in the first 7 or 8 minutes. As much of a roller coaster as Arkansas has been this year, Kentucky is prime to lay a total egg at home. Now, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and that's their second 3-game losing streak in conference. These are the best teams in the league that they've lost to. Bama by 11, 5-point loss at Mizzou, and then 11 points to Tennessee. All 3 of these games, SmackDown, Kentucky has had the lead in the fourth quarter, and they've choked on it. So they lost to Tennessee at Rupp on Saturday. I feel like Calipari doesn't like this team. He seems like he's been checked out for a while.
Just going through the motions.
The fans don't like this team. I don't think Kentucky likes playing with each other. There's no rhythm to the way that they usually play. It's just a kind of a jumbled group of athletes that don't know what to do with each other right now. So it's, for Arkansas, a team that historically hasn't really been starting really fast. I mean, what happened against Mississippi State? Could we erase those first 9 minutes of that game? It was like the ugliest 9 minutes they've played this year. You jump out in your first 9 minutes and play really well. You can force Kentucky into a ton of mistakes early. You could really set the tone of this game, emotionally, around the Wildcat players. Get Cal shouting at them early. Get the 3,000 or so fans that are going to be allowed in the building booing at them early, because that's what they're coming to do. I wouldn't say usually a game can be won in the first 10 minutes. Today, I think it can be.
You got to come out strong. You got to absolutely. We talk about this all the time. At Arkansas needs to come out strong, start strong, and everything about it. Even more so today for that exact reason that you just shared. And you can't come out against this like you did against Mississippi State and struggle offensively. Though, if you did, I think you could easily make the comeback and kind of force your defense to make the adjustments and get back into this thing. But if you come out and punch them in the mouth early, I 100% agree with you that just first 10 minutes and you're good, and then you're not cruising after that, but you're in pretty good shape after that.
This Kentucky team does not have the on-court leader, whether I think emotionally or just the overall good point guard to help hold on to a lead late when teams apply pressure to them. This team's turning it over an average of 15 times per game. So, they committed 11 turnovers in the second half against Tennessee. It's a mistake-prone team. They don't work to get good shots. They don't really have any great shooters. And it just feels like this is prime for a chance for Arkansas to go into a building where it's taken historically great efforts to beat really good Kentucky team. This is not a good Kentucky team.
But you can't take them lightly.
No, you can never take them lightly because they're so highly recruited. It's a great group of athletes. And every once in a while, athletes, play above the level of how good the team is together. Like Keon Brooks could potentially take over. Olivier Sarr, I think, as disappointing as he might have been this year, this is somebody that could give Arkansas some problems. But should you expect a win tonight? I wouldn't tell you normally to expect a win going into Kentucky. Tonight I would. I think Arkansas is the better team. And the fact that they're a little better rested, I think will help out. Certainly does the fact that, Desi couldn't lift his arm on Friday and Jalen couldn't practice, and neither did Justin Smith Friday. So hopefully the extra days of rest this late in the season gets some of your dudes back on the court. So I would say, yes, it would be a disappointment without a victory today. All right, we'll come back after the break. We're getting into some football with Nikki Chavenelle. It is also National Pizza Day, which I'm sure Ty got into pretty heavily on the morning rush.
And what makes you say that?
Is it a coincidence that it is also National Toothache Day, the same day of National Pizza Day? Do these things work together?
I think they do.
You might want to make sure that those olives that you ordered on your pizza today don't have the pits inside of them.
I'm anxious to also talk to Matty T here pretty quick about his birthday excursion in the sheep fries.
Oh, geez, you'll have to stay tuned for that.
That'll be way later.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway, like wearing your pajama bottoms on a work call. But managing your prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. That's why CVS has a proprietary search tool to find ways that may help lower your prescription costs, and will deliver them for free. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Come in or call today and get a free prescription savings review at CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Delivery restrictions apply. Visit CVS.com for details.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor.
It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now, and they're back open till 2 a.m. on weekends. Dine in, carry out, delivery. Give them a call at 479-783-9941. You can check them out online at papaspub.com. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Arkansas. Perhaps the world.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Bills, kids, school, toilet paper. Who is buying all the canned chickpeas? Delayed shipments, masks, pandemic, elections. You're on mute. Riots, air fryers, test results, streaming services, the playoffs, unfriended. You can turn it all off, you know, at least for a while. The rhythmic sound of your feet on the pavement, the sun peeking through the clouds on a quiet morning. Let us show you how to leave it all behind. True Grit Renting Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
This is ESPN 95.3.
8 right side on the wing, Moody. Moses will try a 3 out of the corner, and he knocked it down. Moody with the Hawks' first 3. It's 25-10 with 7:54 to go.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Every SEC team to a current country music artist. Why is Arkansas Blake Shelton?
Who knows breakups like Blake Shelton at Arkansas?
Blake. Wow. Whoa. Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to Halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
We're going to Nikki Chavenelle here from Rivals, managing editor, Hog Beat, covering all things Arkansas athletics. A couple of days after, well, is Brady your favorite player? I thought he is your favorite, Nikki. What was that? I know that you got your 2 favorite NFL teams. What was that like watching him win a championship for a team that is not yours, while probably rooting for him all at the same time?
Yeah, well, yes, he is. He is my favorite, no doubt. I don't think I would have gotten as into football if I didn't have Brady to watch growing up with my dad. So definitely love Tom Brady. And I think that was probably one of the most relaxed I've been watching a Super Bowl with him because, first of all, it just went their way. From the get-go, so it wasn't too hard after the first few drives. Like, I was just kind of chilling, and obviously I didn't really care too much whether the Bucs won or lost, so I was just kind of enjoying the game as much as possible.
Yeah, it's pretty much the way I watched it, too, so good. It was chill. Usually when your team's in the Super Bowl, it's anything less than chill. You've experienced what it's like when your team loses it. I've experienced the same thing. I got to tell you, like, I would rather them not make it to the Super Bowl than lose the Super Bowl. I wonder if Kansas City fans feel the same way today.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always nice to be able to say that you made it. At least I would think I would rather have that, even though the losses are really, really tough. But just playing in that game, it's so exciting, and then you get to have all the conversations with fans who aren't in that game, even if they lose. I mean, I know it hurts, especially there are a lot of Kansas City fans in this area, so I don't want to rub it in at all. But that was just a poor game from the Chiefs. So, but they know that they have a ton of talent, so they'll be back.
Yeah, I still remember when the Steelers lost to the Packers 10 years ago, and it was a good game. I just didn't enjoy it. Even though it was a good game, I did not enjoy a moment of that. It was just, I couldn't eat anything. I guess I would like my team to get back sometime soon. Hey, Nikki, I meant to text you about this and forgot to, but a couple of days ago was National Women in Sports Day, and we pay attention to these, hashtag holidays and everything, and talk about it every once in a while. It's a really small sorority that you belong to, not just across the national landscape, but I'd say specifically even more so inside the state of Arkansas. I mean, sports media is male-dominated, and I think in Arkansas maybe even more so. So, just what's that experience like? You obviously have engendered yourself to get tons of respect by the way you cover the teams that you cover, and that's all anybody can do, as far as gaining respect from those that they work with. What is it like for you being in such a small group of media members that are women in the state of Arkansas that focus on the Razorbacks?
Well, I certainly wish there were more of us, especially writers. I mean, Kelly Stacey was here for just one season, but I think right now I'm the only female writer specifically. So it's kind of disappointing. I don't think I'm in all the group texts that some of the male sports writers are in. But it's still a ton of fun. I love being in the media room with guys after practice and stuff. We have some of the most hilarious conversations in there, and they never make me feel like I'm not part of the group, although they do tend to apologize more than I think is necessary when they say certain things. But it's a lot of fun. It's not for everyone. You have to have a super thick skin, and it can be bumpy at first, but once you gain the respect of these Razorback fans, I think it's a lot smoother.
Yeah, and so much of it is really about the content you deliver, which you deliver such great content, and I think that that's what people look to more than anything else. So let's talk about these Junior Day virtual visits that the Razorbacks held on Saturday, which just seems to me like I understand you've got to stay in contact with these kids. This is the only way to show what your facilities are like, and for these kids to get in. They don't get in front, but it is sort of like face-to-face-ish. I just can't imagine. And it's been like over, how long has it been since the last in-person visits, Nikki? I can't even imagine making that kind of a decision about where you're going to college and who you're going to play for and who's going to dominate over your life without actually visiting in person.
Yeah. Luckily, it's looking like these 2022s will be able to get out there starting in April, perhaps. Getting on campuses and being able to interact with coaches. But so far, I think Arkansas is doing a really good job of doing these virtual visits. Every weekend they're taking, 10 or a few more. Each one gets an assistant coach or a recruiting assistant, and they just get to know each other better. I know that the 4 new assistants are just starting to work on guys, so a lot of the kids that they are doing the virtual visits with are guys that they have just recently offered. So they're kind of like brand new to Arkansas. But the whole point is to get these guys excited enough about what they see virtually to get them, to get Arkansas on the top of their list to visit once things do open back up, because I think that will help Arkansas narrow things down, and just they'll have a better idea of who has legit interest. But for the most part, the kids that I talk to, they are now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and so they're not going to commit just yet. But one to look out for is a Georgia running back, Rashad Dubinian, who is deciding on the 13th, and he's got quite a list. But Arkansas is in the mix, and he plays at Jimmy Smith's former high school, where Jimmy Smith won multiple state championships, so they have that connection, and that's really strong. So, look out for that on the 13th.
Nikki Chavenelle joining us here on Halftime. Nikki, one of the news bits that broke late last week heading into Thursday, I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday right offhand, but Julius Coates entering the transfer portal from this Razorback football team. Were you a little bit surprised by this move, or is this something that may have been in the works a little bit under the radar and just kind of came to fruition last week?
Well, I was surprised because, he didn't play at the end of the season, and it looked like he was done at Arkansas. I had heard that, earlier in the season he was having some issues with the classroom, and then towards the end of the season he had, missed a few practices, and they were trying to get him back with the team, and a lot of it wasn't working out. But it did seem like it was going to work out, and he was back. And then he entered the transfer portal. So I was surprised the second time. I wouldn't have been surprised if he just went through with leaving after the end of the season. So not sure what he thought was going to be different or what the coaches said or what changed recently. But, these JUCO guys, they have a really tough time adjusting, even though they do get all the resources available to the other student athletes.
And when you kind of look at the defensive line group right now where he would have been playing, do you think that Sam Pittman and company will look into the transfer portal to find a quote-unquote replacement for Julius Coates, or do you think they'll rely more on the 3 freshmen that are coming in this recruiting class?
Well, it sounded like earlier in the early signing period, it sounded like they were going to count a few scholarships forward from the 2022 class so that they could add a few more specifically to the defensive line. But after the regular national signing period, Sam Pittman kind of mentioned that that's not what they were looking to do anymore. So I'm not sure that they are going to try to replace him because they don't immediately get that scholarship back from Coates, right? They have to have that initial counter open, and they don't. So they'd be borrowing ahead towards next year. And I think, although Coates, I think, was one of the better defensive ends, there are young guys that I think will continue to get better, like Soley and Williams and Gregory, of course. So they have options, just not as developed as Julius was.
Nikki, let's close on a thought on a little bit of Sam Pittman's philosophy on how he hires assistant coaches. And he says he hires recruiters first because in his mind, and I can appreciate the way he puts this, if you can recruit, it means you can communicate, that means you can coach. You know, I don't know if that's been the case with every assistant coach in college football history, but it does make sense to me that Sam, who obviously is a great recruiter, looks at assistant coaches as recruiters first. And it's not that he looks at them as coaches second, but it's that he's basing his hiring off of their ability to recruit. And if they can do that, they can coach.
Yeah, because I think in the SEC, you can't afford to just have one or the other. Like Sam Pittman could do a little bit of legwork for his assistants, but I think he tried that in the 2021 class, and it's just not as effective as having an assistant coach that is, very on top of these guys and creating strong relationships and getting glowing reviews like guys like Sam Carter and Justin Stepp get, And so I think it's absolutely key because no matter how good you develop, the other guys are developing well and getting 4 stars. So you're not going to compete unless you're doing both.
Have you ever, and I'm not asking for names, have you ever spoken to a recruit that went on a visit and you asked them or tweeted them or, DM them or whatever and said, how'd it go? And they say, you know what, it sucked. I hate that place. These coaches were not cool. I could never play there.
No, I have never heard that before. I mean, I have talked to guys that aren't, brimming with excitement, but you can usually tell because, they'll be off to, another big visit the next weekend. And sometimes Arkansas isn't top of the list when it comes to official visits, but normally the reviews are really, really good, and you're only taking an official visit if you are considering coming here. So usually the coaches and everything by the time you get here.
It's called soft pedaling disappointments. Nikki, appreciate you. Thanks as always.
Thanks,
Have a
Nikki.
great week, and looking forward to next week. We'll get a review of your Valentine's Day.
Oh, thanks, guys.
She sounded super excited
Can't
about
wait.
that. Didn't she, SmackDown?
I'm pumped.
I know. All right. I know one thing SmackDown's fired up about. It is National Pizza Day.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a pizza conversation later on in the show.
Absolutely, we're going to. And there's only a one-stop shop for you to go celebrate National Pizza Day, and that is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria right here in Fort Smith. And they have got an incredible deal for National Pizza Day. Large pizzas, any large pizza, you get it at the medium pizza price. It's an incredible deal, and you're only going to get it one day only at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. They're open for lunch right now until 2 a.m. again, thanks to the change in the governor's directive. So they're open until 2 a.m. Again, they are the best sports bar here in the River Valley. They're open for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery through Waiter. Give them a call at 479-783-9941, and they are in Fort Smith. More halftime coming up next.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-through location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-through testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Bryn Higgins Trucking in Mulberry is immediately hiring for weekend and part-time local and over-the-road driving positions. Go to work for a great family-owned business transporting frozen and refrigerated goods since 1997. At Bryn Higgins Trucking, you truly are part of a family that cares about your future and your family. Contact Bryn or Connie today at 479-997-2366. That's 479-997-2366. Or apply online at brynhigginstrucking.com for weekend and part-time local and over-the-road driving positions.
Looking to upgrade your fleet or needing professional service to your existing fleet? Carco International of Fort Smith offers the latest trucks and equipment in the industry. With over 70 years in the trucking and equipment business, they have the experience to keep you on the road. Carco International offers professional service after the sale. Carco International Parts Department supplies all makes, parts, and gives expert service. Carco International is the answer. Leave it to the pros to keep you on the road. Carco International, located at 2721 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the heated patio and the cozy dining room. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
The Frozen Knuckles Challenge is back at Wheeler Power Sports. Claim up to $150 in Wheeler Power Sports cash, along with chances to win other prizes just for riding your bike this winter. The contest runs through March the 6th, so make sure every time you get on your bike, check in at Wheeler Power Sports. For more on the Frozen Knuckles Challenge, go to WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports is located at 901 North 11th Street near downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling.
Man, I just want to ride, man. I just want to ride.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Dribbles up top, feeds Ramirez, guarded by Andia Jones. Barnum will screen for Ramirez, uses the screen, 3's on the way, and we're tied. Amber Ramirez ties the game. Timeout, Texas A&M. All she needs is just the tiniest little sliver of daylight, and she hits it.
The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Trusting the process, primetime preps, all available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
A little cut from Arkansas's loss in women's basketball to A&M from a couple days ago. There were 2 really good teams matched up last night on ESPN. 1 versus 2 in women's basketball. Both teams, of course, have played against Arkansas. The Razorbacks losing to South Carolina in January and, of course, defeated UConn about a week and a half ago. That was a weird game. For one, the first half, it looked like both teams were tired and were just feeling each other out. What was it, 22-21 going into the second half? Second half, a lot of fun. Some back and forth. Carolina had a chance, but ends up with a bad turnover, like 5 seconds left in the game.
Very.
And below their opportunity. Paige Beckers was just incredible. I think she scored like half of UConn's points, 31 for the game, as UConn beats South Carolina by 1. Second loss for Carolina. And very, very fun second half after a really boring first half. All right, I'm going to get into something else for this segment. 877-377-6963. This dude who ran on the field at the Super Bowl is not a streaker, okay?
Look, okay.
You're not a streaker. Have you ever, you know the movie Old School, right?
Yes.
You remember Will Ferrell running down the middle of the street butt naked. That, my friend, is a streaker. Just running on some random athletic field in front of a bunch of people, even if it's on national television, even if you are scantily clad, does not mean that you are a streaker. It is not streaking unless you are butt naked. He was not butt naked. Don't call him the streaker. But you can call him devious because
The dude's
Go
a
ahead,
genius.
SmackDown. How did he do this?
Okay, so we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I'm getting mad. Yes. Got to have this in the background. Which, by the way, before we get into the story, for you two, which what I'm fixing to tell you, you're not going to be surprised. Ty's never heard of Ray Stevens.
Oh, wow. 3 years ago on my birthday, I went to Nashville and watched him tape his television show and got my picture with him.
No kidding?
Yeah, I love Ray Stevens.
I seen him one time in Branson. I think it was at, what was it, Country?
He had his own theater there.
Yeah, I think it's where it was. So, anyway, not to get off on that, but this is a perfect song for this segment here. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this guy yesterday. So, apparently there's more to the story that we didn't know. He got released from jail on a $500 bond. So, he's all good and clear and dandy.
That's just a slap on the wrist.
Oh, well, just wait. There's more.
He still could end up going.
He could.
There could be something. That's just bond.
That's just them trusting that he's not going to leave the country, and they're going to have to send Dog the Bounty Hunter after him.
Pretty much. So, this post is getting shared around on Facebook, so I'll just read it verbatim. So, this guy met the Super Bowl streaker at this restaurant. He bet $50,000, the streaker did, on a prop bet that there would be a streaker during the Super Bowl. At that point, when he placed the bet, according to this guy, was plus 750 that there would be a streaker. So he went out and he did the streaking thing. It cost him about $1,000 eventually to get out of the jail. He cleared, after that bet, $374,000 on that bet just to be the streaker.
It's bogus, SmackDown. There was no streaker at the Super
No,
Bowl.
I'm not doubting that, but see, that's another important question.
Yeah, you have to be naked.
So,
if I'm the betting house that took this bet, you bet your bottom dollar. I am parsing every single word in that bet. A streaker is defined as a person who runs naked through a public place as a form of devilment, or someone who takes off all their clothes and runs naked through a public place.
So
he was
he
wearing
had a Borat
one-piece.
Yeah.
He was wearing a one-piece women's bathing suit and shorts. He had clothing on. He wasn't a streaker. He does not deserve the money.
See, here's the crazier thing about it. When I was reading this article, just kind of researching this whole thing, he did this for this Vitali Uncensored, which is basically like this adult
dumb YouTube
website.
page.
Oh, sure.
It's
You're
a
going to
YouTuber.
try to.
No, it's a
You're going to try to
YouTuber.
convince
It's a
me
YouTuber.
you don't.
Yeah.
You're going to try to convince me you don't have a subscription to his website.
No, I just
this is a YouTuber. It's like Logan Paul or any of these
Okay,
guys.
I
That's
didn't
not
know
a,
that.
That's not
Okay.
like a sex site.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know that. Oh, so
That's a person's name.
But this same guy or the same YouTuber has done stunts like this before. The same guy did it during the 2016 NBA Finals when they came out with like Trump sucks or something on his chest and LeBron for president. All this happened then. 2017 during the Major League Baseball World Series happened then. The same thing. It's crazy. Like this same guy, and he's making a lot of money off this. They even referenced one time this Kinsey Wolonsky went streaking during the 2019 Champions League soccer final. After that happened, his revenue went up $4.7 million. That's
Vitali.
Like they're already millionaires.
A free ad by getting thrown in jail.
The guy that did it though, that's not the actual guy. That's one of his goons.
Right,
that
exactly.
One,
Yes,
one of their hangers on.
Gotcha. But still, dude made $7. That's crazy.
Again, he doesn't deserve it. If I
They
run
shouldn't have
that
paid that
sports
off.
betting parlor, I am parsing that word, man. I don't know what you would call somebody that just runs on a field with some clothing on. Just a goofball, I think.
It wasn't
or
even
idiot.
on TV, was it?
How much would you pay to see me streaking during the Super Bowl?
Nothing.
Okay,
I might
you
pay
could have thought
pay you to
you could
do
think
it, but
about
I
it a little bit
wouldn't
more.
watch.
Do what?
I might pay you to do it, but I wouldn't watch.
Wow.
It's nothing against you. I don't need to see any naked dude running on a
You two
football
answer that
field.
question really quick. You could have thought about it a
It's
little
not
bit.
that I don't want you to do it. It's just I don't know. Do
You
I
know-
want to pay to see it?
I mean, a lot of people like it.
You
Anyway,
wouldn't show me for free.
I
Just
mean,
give me a little taste.
I'll give you the taste here in a little bit.
Yeah, just keep in mind here. Words have meanings. The meanings and definitions mean something. Dude was not a streaker. So again, he does not deserve the money. If you're going to do something that's that public and that potentially embarrassing, go the whole 10 yards, my man. Going 9.5 yards does not get you a first down. Sorry.
That's what irritated me because he fell down at the 1 yard line. Which, by the way,
Boo.
Kevin Harlan's call. And we'll play it in a little bit for the listeners. That
Did
haven't
he
heard
yell,
it.
"Don't look, Ethel"?
He didn't yell that. We have it in our system. We'll play it in a
Harlan's
minute.
call of the cat that ran. I forget
Oh,
what
I
game
put that in
was
the
last
system
year.
last
Do you remember the cat that
Yeah.
scored a touchdown last year? I forget what event that was. That might have
I
been.
think it was Monday Night Football.
It was a Kevin Harlan broadcast. I
Yeah.
enjoyed his call of the cat running for a touchdown more than the non-streaker in which he identified him wearing a bra when he was really just wearing he was wearing something else. It was not a bra. And I get a text here reminding me about the people that ran on the field at Omaha. Those are not streakers. That was just a drunk. That was a drunk, fully clothed man.
Someone has run on the field. Some guy with a bra. And now he's not being chased. He's running down the middle of the 40. Arms in the air in a victory salute. He's pulling down his pants. Put up your pants, my man. Pull up those pants. He's being chased to the 30. He breaks a tackle from a security guard. The 20, down the middle, the 10, the 5. He slides at the 1, and they converge on him at the goal line. Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
Guys, it's a good call. Look, I mean,
beautiful.
It's Kevin Harlan, but look, how much more difficult it is to call a cat running down the middle of it, because you never know when the thing's going to stop, and a cat stops a lot quicker than a human being does, and nobody could chase that cat. I think it was a tougher call for Harlan calling the cat scoring touchdown than the non-streaker sliding at the 1. This man does not deserve that money.
Maybe he'll donate it to a charity or something.
I'm sure he's going to donate it to a charity. I'm sure that's what he's all about. 877-377-6963 with us during the second hour of halftime. All right, no guests in the second hour. Get into more of Arkansas versus Kentucky. It is National Pizza Day. What's your favorite pizza? You eating pizza today? I'm not. And get off my lawn. I've got a special someone in my life who hates pizza. You can get off my lawn, too. Stay with us.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
Tommy Kraft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man does it all. Custom wrought iron installations, automatic gates, even controlled access systems, and lots more. Ask about 18-month, same as cash financing with approved credit. For your custom fence and gate needs, call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday, River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Slippery roads remain a main concern across the north today, with light freezing drizzle and light freezing rain providing a light coating of ice. It's going to be hazardous out on the roads. Our high today, low 30s north, much warmer across the south in the upper 40s. We'll see a wintry mix again across the north tonight. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson. Make sure to listen to the Morning Rush every weekday morning from 6 to 9 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3. the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Because this is a proud damn state.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Stick this one in the electrical socket, folks. The Razorbacks have shocked the world. Arkansas defeats UConn 90-87.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Second hour halftime on a Tuesday. We get to wrap it up with Get Off My Lawn. Your calls and texts will take us through a good chunk of this hour at 877-377-6963 on National Pizza Day, which is also National Toothache Day. And some Major League Baseball news, also a little bit of news involving what the college baseball season will look like as far as extra inning games are concerned. In a review of Matty T's birthday and some lamb fries that I guess, since I'm the only dude on this show who hasn't eaten them yet,
You're next.
I'm going to have to. And we go to the phones first, where I forced Cody to hold through the break because I'm so mean. Hi, Cody. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, guys. Good afternoon.
And to you as well.
Hey,
it's freezing up here, man. We got some snow. We're going to have ice tomorrow.
Hey, it's a blessing, man. It'll make it stronger. Hey, on SmackDown streaking, my thing is I think SmackDown would have the kahunas to do it, and I think that we would be able to generate enough money from all the listeners to get him to do it. It's just a matter if he's going to actually show up, kind of like the taco eating contest.
Whoa. Hey, hang on.
Does he even make it to the 30-yard line?
Well, it depends on how many margarita mimosas he consumes before.
Let's just say this.
I guess in the case of streaking on a football field, maybe the mimosa helps.
That's true. That is true. And
different than a taco eating contest.
It would be a very blissful run. Like it would be like almost like Baywatch-esque slow motion and lots of. No, well, anyway, moving on.
Moving parts.
Right.
Moving parts. Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Also, hey, I guess I missed a couple of weeks of the show. What ended up happening? Who did SmackDown have to watch The Exorcist, or who ended up winning?
Matty T lost, so he had to watch a full weekend of NFL playoff football.
It was brutal.
And I don't really know if he did it or not.
Oh,
we
God.
never forced him to write any reports or anything. You can hear me. Look, Matty T can act, so I think he might be sort of making this sort of disgustful
I think
he's
telling the truth. That smile on his face act like he's telling the truth.
I watched half the Super Bowl.
Fair enough. That ought to count, right? Yeah, that counts for me.
Hey, did they ever say if the halftime's mic just wasn't turned up, or what the deal was with that?
There's something up with the sound system. You would think, for a guy that paid, what the weekend spent
$6 million.
$7 million of his own money to construct the whole setup in which he did the show, but I guess none of that money went to the sound system.
It sounded good. I was watching on YouTube TV, and it sounded fine to me. Everybody's hating on this halftime show, and I don't understand why. Like, I understand it's not the greatest ever, but
I didn't like the way he was staring at me he was staring into the camera the whole time.
He was
creeping me out.
Very intimate.
Yeah, it was too intimate.
Yeah, but it wasn't even so much that we were hating on the halftime show. I enjoy the Weeknd's music. He's trying to pull off the whole Michael Jackson thing, and all that. I get that, but there was a serious issue. Like, you couldn't hear the music. The background music was louder than him actually singing. You couldn't hear him.
That's what I could tell. That's what I meant. Like, it sounded like something was off with the levels. Like, I don't know. Maybe $7 million doesn't pay for a good sound engineer because it didn't sound right.
Hey, but the real reason I called was, guys, is this Kentucky game, you got to win it to make the tournament. Unless you win out the rest of the time, which is going to be hard. But you got to win this Kentucky game, right? Even though it's not quadrant one.
Yes, I would say you got to win. This isn't going to be the make or break. Like, if you lose this, it's not going to take you out of the NCAA tournament. But I think a win is expected here.
Though I think it'll hurt if you do lose this game because Kentucky's like the net 80, I think is what they are.
It does, but you still have opportunities, coming up against Mizzou, Florida, Bama, LSU, other teams that will be in the tournament or at least be in the conversation. So, you slip up here, it doesn't leave you another spot to slip up again.
And there's something to be said for still getting a win at Rupp. There really is, no matter the circumstance. Still a tough place to play. They don't want to admit it, but I think you look at the total, you look at the file at the end of the year, you look at the presentation from the Razorbacks to make the tourney, going to Rupp and winning still counts for something, I would say.
Well, I mean, and don't you want to be part of the misery of UK people this season? I mean,
without a doubt.
Like everybody else in the SEC, save for Vanderbilt's gotten be a piece of that. Don't you want to be part of the misery? I think so.
We just don't have a full. Do we have a full stack of cards tonight, though? Where do we stand on that? Who's all playing?
That's part of the question. Like, the thought is, Jalen Williams probably plays, but how long? How badly bruised are those knees still? I think Justin Smith has already shown that even if he's a little gimpy, he'll be out there for as long as Muss needs him. And for me, the main question is Desi Sills. Like, if you can't raise your left arm to shoot the Friday before a Tuesday game, I just wonder how much better that arm feels, on 3 days. But then on the other hand, it's also like it's been described as a stinger, no structural damage, no muscular damage, nothing like that. So it's part of it is how quickly can Desi heal from that, like the stinger and bruise that goes along with it, and how much pain can he tolerate? Because he probably is going to have to tolerate some pain to be on the court.
I agree. And last thing I'll say, Matty T, I know you're kind of a movie guy, and I always like to get you in the conversation. I enjoy your takes. Pretty funny guy. Did you get to see the new Tom Hanks movie?
I didn't. That's one of them I haven't.
That's on Apple TV, isn't it?
That News of the World?
No, that's you got it. It's one of those premium rentals, if you don't go to the movie theater. But I haven't.
That's
haven't
News of the World, right?
News
it
of
looks
the
like
World.
a movie that takes place after the Civil War.
Matty T, they've got it at Malco. I went this weekend. I was going to take my kids to watch a movie. We were trying to watch that new Cruise movie, but we didn't make it in time. Well, actually, Dad forgot the mask, so that was a fail on the part. So
I did see the Cruise movie, though.
Theater. Pretty good.
It is pretty good. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I did see the Cruise movie, though. We went to the drive-in across the border in Oklahoma to see that.
This weekend?
No, a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'll check it out.
Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Cody.
Y'all have a good one.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Cody.
talking to you.
Yeah,
Bye.
you're not getting me into a movie theater these days. No, sir.
Well,
Plus,
that's the thing.
When was the last time how long has it been since you've been to an actual theater?
Well, it's been about 2 months, and that's the reason I haven't been back. The last time there was a row of people behind me, and the gal was coughing audibly, and then coughed and then goes Corona, like she thinks it's cute, and it was very distracting to me having somebody over your shoulder coughing, in a theater.
Though I'm curious,
even with a mask on, I didn't feel.
I'm curious too because me and you both are big HBO Max fans.
I watched the new Denzel movie on
that one's. I need to watch that, but I'm curious, how many of these movie companies? I mean, you got Warner Brothers doing it. How many of them are going to team up, say, with Netflix or something like that?
I just can't afford the $20 a rental.
There's only so much money you've got to be able to spend on streaming services, and sooner or later you forget how many of them that you're paying for.
And they were advertising that Paramount
Plus.
So I know you're signed up for Peacock to watch Yellowstone, but I wonder if that's going to move over to Paramount now.
I don't know.
It's like the old Columbia House music thing, which was the scheme. It's like you would buy your 10 or whatever free CDs, and
for
then
a penny.
You didn't realize that you subscribed to it, and that month by month you're going to be charged $20 to get a new CD every month. And it just seems like the streaming service is sort of the same thing. You just forgot that you end up.
It used to be. It's like, now I don't have to have cable. I'm saving all this money. It's like now you're spending more on Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, all this stuff.
Shane from Dirk says Devontae Davis fits well in Desi's spot. Oh yes, Shane, you've been listening to the show, haven't you? I picked him. He's my favorite guy he's my favorite player on this team, and I think he should be starting over Desi nonetheless. I think Desi's better coming off the bench as an energy guy. And then again, that's what Devo brings is energy. I couldn't imagine Sills is going to be out there starting today.
Of those three injured Hogs, I was going to ask Nikki, but we ran out of time. Of Desi, Justin Smith, or Jalen, which one of those three do we need the most tonight?
Justin Smith.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was obvious when he was out.
Okay,
pretty obvious. And you don't have anybody to replace what he brings. If Desi can't play, it's not to denigrate what he brings to this team.
But you got plenty of guards that can do it.
I feel like Devo Davis kind of does a lot of the same stuff, and maybe even more consistently than Sills does. So I would say Justin Smith. No way. There's anybody any.
So
close
probably
to
like
the level
Justin
of
Jalen than Desi.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Also important that You want to go to Wheels RV in Springdale to skip the RV show lines and all the crowds. So shop the industry's best brands at Northwest Arkansas's premier RV dealer. RV show pricing has arrived at Wheels RV in Springdale, and with a lifetime warranty, RV storage, and a mobile service shuttle, owning a new RV has never been easier. RV show pricing is underway now at Wheels RV. That's 5 miles west off exit 72, right underneath the Tawnytown Water Tower on 412 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover Wheels RV, also at wheelsrv.net. Get with us at halftime at 877-377-6963. National Toothache Day and Pizza Day. That's next.
It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now. It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now, and they're back open till 2 a.m. on weekends. Dine-in, carry-out, delivery. Give them a call at 479-783-9941. You can check them out online at papaspub.com. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Arkansas. Perhaps the world.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
It is National Pizza Day today.
14 Fayetteville Road.
Getting your ride ready for warmer weather? Come see the guys at Advanced Mechanical Performance. Whether it's a lift kit, service specials, accessories, or a complete makeover of your machine, Cody and the gang can get you hooked up and running for the upcoming season. Advanced Mechanical Performance works on all trucks, Jeeps, or UTVs, from diesel engine performance and repair to custom off-road fabrication. See the gang at 3201 Wheeler Avenue today. Advanced Mechanical Performance is what you should be striving for.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
At Frankrow Furniture for the month of February, Frankrow Furniture is ready to deal on cash or finance sales. Just come on in and tell us you heard this ad on ESPN 95.3 and receive huge discounts. Frankrow Furniture stands behind our furniture with service after the sale and carry as many made-in-the-USA brands as possible. We are family-owned and offer in-store no-credit check financing. Frankrow Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
This is ESPN 95.3.
41-36, Texas A&M. Hogs inbound. Daniels fires 3 straight on. Yes! Michaela Daniels with her second 3. That's 8 for the sophomore.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins. Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44.
You know one thing I miss, Smackdown, Matty T? You're supposed to say, what do you miss?
Oh,
what do you miss?
What do you miss, Phil?
I miss pizza at sporting events that I'm covering. Because
that was like the media halftime thing.
Well, with the Travelers, like that would be, we had a damn good pies inside Dickie Stevens Park. Right. So it's like they would send us a pie or 2 or 3 for 2 out of the 7 days of the week. And it was just like, Domino's was always a part of our rotation too. It's just like pizza was a ballpark staple in the press box, not just at the Travelers, but just about everywhere else across the Texas League. And I used to do UALR basketball games.
The Trojan Center always had, I think they had Pizza Hut.
It was always Pizza Hut, like nothing else other than Pizza Hut. So you just got used to it. They don't do that at Razorback games. They don't. I shouldn't complain because that's where I got my whole peanut M&M obsession. Which, by the way, I think I will be able to continue that throughout the season. I think we're going to get our vouchers for concessions, so the peanut M&Ms will make it through.
So the tradition continues.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it through COVID-19. There's a couple of the other basketball arenas in the SEC that do pizza before the games, but I haven't been around, this year, so I'm just eating a lot less pizza and a lot less bacon than I usually do. So why am I not losing weight? I don't know. But it seemed to work for me today because it's National Pizza Day, and you guys can take it from there.
Oh, it always feels like pizza is one of those meals that's just the go-to, I guess. Like
I would say I don't eat it as often, but it is probably my favorite.
It absolutely.
Favorite.
And there's so
besides
many
barbecue.
What's your go-to toppings or combination?
It used to be like Italian sausage, but I've gotten more into like ham and pineapple in my older age.
That was another thing I was going to bring up later on.
Very controversial statement to make.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Well, that's part of the conversation about pizza now.
Do we need pizza
people will
bed
tell
music
you that barbecue chicken with barbecue sauce on pizza is not a pizza. Is pizza for people? Is this something that involves Italian-related meats and Italian-related sauces?
Tomatoes have to be in there somewhere.
Well, what about white pizza? Like, that's a thing, too. It doesn't have tomatoes. Not
like in the
everybody can
Northeast,
handle
like
tomatoes.
clam pizza with white sauce.
Yeah, I mean, that for me is a pizza. So what is a pizza? Is it dough that's round with things in the middle of it? Or is it specifically, red sauce, veggies, meats, cheese? So I had a friend of mine that used to go on diets, and we would associate his diet with taking the cheese off the pizza. Like, that was how he dieted, was he would remove the cheese off the pizza.
But he'd eat the thick dough.
Now people do it the other way around. Like they take the dough off and eat the cheese, and that's the diet. And I'm like, well, what are we supposed to understand here? What's true? What's not?
There's a pizza place around here that I haven't been to yet, but advertises like their pizza bowl, and it's like all the toppings mixed together, the cheese and pepperoni and all that stuff, without the crust. You're just eating it, scooping it into your mouth.
Huh, interesting. I found this article on slicelife.com, and it's a 21.
Oh, that's a reputable source.
Matty T, look, we got a friend now. She's one. The cat's wanting to get in on the.
Purr to you too.
She does not eat pizza.
So they were talking about some of the classic combinations of pizza, and tell me what you think. Sausage, pepperoni, ham, beef, bacon, the classic meat lover.
Love it.
Love it.
Sounds delicious.
Peppers, onions, black olives, mushrooms, tomatoes, and spinach.
I don't like olives and I don't like mushrooms.
Fair enough for me.
Bring it.
The Hawaiian pizza, Canadian bacon, pineapple, and mozzarella.
I say aloha to that, and that's hello and goodbye.
I would say shalom to that, and it is also hello and goodbye.
I don't get pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple, but I don't know. It's just me. Now you get into
Let me ask you this, SmackDown.
Okay.
I had pineapple inside a quesadilla last night from the Mexican place across the street. Does that make it a quesadilla or not?
No, I'm not saying that. Just quesadilla and pineapple sounds better to me than pineapple and pizza. That's just me.
It's all the same thing.
It's all the same. Cheeseburger pizza? You guys a fan of a cheeseburger
I don't like
pizza?
it. Nope.
No cheeseburger
Especially
pizza?
not if they're putting ketchup on it.
I'm down with it.
I'll go with that.
The definition of pizza: a dish of Italian origin consisting of a flat, round base of dough baked with a topping of tomato sauce and cheese, typically with added meat or vegetables. I think that's pretty specific there.
That is specific. That is almost as specific as the definition of a streaker, where if we're going to parse words here, and a streaker has to be naked, then it sounds to me like whatever group that defines things here, whether it's Webster or whatever. If we're going to parse these words, then pizza has to have tomatoes on it. Otherwise, it ain't pizza.
They list some other ones here, and we'll get into some of these more adventurous ones because I'm curious what you two will think. Barbecue chicken pizza, I'm good with that.
I like it, but I think that's fair to say. It doesn't feel like you're eating real pizza,
right?
It might as well be something else.
Buffalo chicken, same thing. For me, my family, me and my dad can make a mean homemade barbecue pizza with pulled pork, barbecue sauce, that's the layer. You get into these weird ones here. And they titled it Gourmet for Gastros. I don't know why they said that, but a fig and pig pizza.
You wouldn't think that the fig jam and the ricotta cheese work together, but they do. Plus the prosciutto that's on there. That actually does work well.
White clam pizza.
And I had that at I think it was called Frank Pepe's in Connecticut, and it was supposed to be like USA Today called it the best pizza in the country, and that was their specialty. Why? It's disgusting. It's salty and I like the thin crust though,
I need a hand tossed.
I like a crust that you could fold, like a New York style crust.
All right, fair enough for me. They list like white clam pizza with clams, roasted garlic, and pecorino romano. I don't know if I said
pecorino romano. That's really just like a different sort of Parmesan.
And to me, it doesn't taste like pizza. Because you expect red tomato sauce.
All of these things here work on pasta. Every last one of those things works in spaghetti or angel hair or fettuccine or whatever it is you want to put on it. That's what the dough of the pizza essentially is.
I'm simple. Just give me a meat lovers. All the meat you can throw on there, bring it on, or Supreme.
So the only question for me that matters as far as pizzas, because I can eat any.
I could too.
Pizza. Anchovies. Can you do anchovies on pizza?
I've never had an anchovy.
Well, now we know what you've got to try to eat next. There's a great Billy Crystal routine in which he's playing a whole bunch of different famous boxers from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And he's playing Larry Holmes, the former heavyweight champion. And Holmes said he couldn't eat anchovies because that's like eating an eyebrow. With those little tiny bones in the middle of it.
I don't think I
love anchovies, man. Put as many anchovies on a slice of pizza as you can put.
I guess if I've eaten, we're going to talk about
Have you ever had sardines?
No.
Me neither.
Not on pizza.
Just out of a can while you're on a train crossing the country.
What's the difference? And I'm being completely...
I don't know.
Anchovies are flat and incredibly salty. Sardines are not flat and aren't salty.
A little more plump.
Yes,
I guess
they belong on crackers, not on pizza.
I guess the fact that I've had the sheep fries, which we're going to talk about this in the coming segment, I guess I could give anchovies or sardines a try.
Lamb fries. You keep saying sheep.
Sorry,
yes,
my bad. Lamb fries.
I think the way the gonad develops in the sheep is it's much more tender when it's still a lamb.
Yeah.
I'll take the rest of the segment off.
Carry on, my friend. Phil's gone.
Classic SmackDown.
Phil's gone. Whoops, my bad.
So what is your... Okay, I said I like a thinner New York style crust. What do you like?
Hand tossed.
Hand-tossed?
Thicker the better.
Phil?
I'm still stuck
I think
on
Phil's a Chicago
the
deep
of a
dish.
lamb fry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to move on.
He's mentally checked out of this whole segment. Well, hey, why not?
I'm John Calipari right now.
That's fair enough for me. Before we move on, we got a call on hold we're fixing to get to in a second, but it is National Pizza Day, so there's a one-stop shop for you to head over there for National Pizza Day. That is Papa's Pizza. Papa's Pizza Pub and Pizzeria here in Fort Smith. You can find them at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. You can give them a call and place your order to go at 479-783-9941. You can head to their website, papaspub.com. Check out their menu. Check out their Facebook page for daily specials. Guys, their daily special today. It's a one-day special. Large pizzas, any large pizza you get at the medium pizza price, which is an incredible deal happening today only at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria to celebrate National Pizza Day. Dine-in, carry-out, or delivery is all available. It's also a great spot for you to watch tonight's Razorback basketball game against Kentucky. And head over there again. They're at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas. Happy National Pizza Day, everybody.
It's a great place to celebrate.
It is.
All right, so I know we're holding the break here because Eddie from
Very important
Clarksville
calls
is on
coming
hold.
in.
And I got to say, I love asking Eddie questions before he comes on and starts giving us his usual spiel. So I figured out the question. Eddie, I hope you answer this honestly. Hello, Eddie from Clarksville. We were going to speak about lamb fries because Matty T had those at Cattleman Steakhouse in Oklahoma City over the weekend. Have you ever tried lamb fries, Eddie? And if so, what did you think? If not, would you ever eat them?
I don't know. It sounds tempting, and I'd probably try it, but never had them. But it sounds good. I'll go for the lamb fries. But what I'm calling in today, what hit home with me, I was listening to Coach Musselman comments when he dressed up like a UPS delivery man. That kind of hit home with me. Because, see, I worked for 2 decades, take great pride at the Little Rock Hub in Little Rock, Arkansas for 2 decades. And in the package car industry, what they beat in our heads, I don't care how many stops you went out with, you would deliver. You wouldn't bring back one package. And another thing they beat in your head, you would pick up every package on your route. If not, well, you'd be sitting in the office. Because, see, they didn't have a product to sell. All they had was service, and they took great pride in service. So what I'm asking this basketball team, as Coach Musselman's trying to beat in your head, you go to Lexington tonight, are you going to deliver? Are you going to deliver the win? Because if you get off your motto this year, a slow start, you will get beat. And this is an opportunity to stick it to the Wildcats, who, by the way, are year in and year out, with the exception of this year, are top-notch. And so it would go a long way. You looking down the stretch, lose this game, you lose momentum. Where's your quad one win? So the question is tonight, gentlemen, it's in your hands. The ball's in your hand. Can you visualize it? And in the closing moments of this game, somebody is going to have to step up. Is it going to be you, Moses Moody? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be you, Davis? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be you, Seals? You better step up tonight, because the expectation of this program is not being met. And you've got the talent to do it. So we'll see tonight in Lexington. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Eddie.
it. You know, and it's kind of, this all works together. National Pizza Day, some of the, shticks that Muss has put together with the team the last couple of times that they've traveled. There was the cheese under the chair. What game was that? Was 2 road games ago. I think that was that Vanderbilt? Yeah, Vanderbilt. There was the UPS deal before the Mississippi State game. So today, if you're all about trying to deliver like UPS, it's National Pizza Day. What gets delivered more than pizza, right?
Exactly.
These things all work out in tandem. They really do. And we do have Eddie in Clarksville on record as saying he would try lamb fries.
That's good. That's good to hear.
At some point, we need to have a lamb fry eating contest with him and yours truly, since we are the ones who have not eaten them yet. 877-377-6963. Halftime back, some big league news, and a change in college baseball.
Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your car. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with Peak Long Life Universal Pre-Mixed Antifreeze and Coolant. On sale now for just $5.99 after mail-in rebate. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Okay, set it down over there and then go to bay 5.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
We need to keep going to finish.
Like Amir's warehouse. To expand capacity, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Start your Saturday mornings with a sipping Saturday brunch menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday from 10 till 2. Joe's Grill and Cantina is serving a brunch menu with breakfast burritos, breakfast frittatas, and many of your brunch favorites. Get your Saturday morning pick-me-up with mimosas, screwdrivers, and other cocktail favorites. It's the Saturday morning sipping brunch menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday morning from 10 till 2 at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Kurt's Car
Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Hey, Grounds Guys.
Hey, what?
Can you get rid of these weeds in my yard?
You betcha. The Grounds Guys 6-step weed and feed service will eliminate those unsightly weeds, keeping your lawn green and pristine all year long. Mention this ad and get your first application for 50% off, and you'll notice the results right away. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or go to groundsguys.com for all your lawn care needs in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Moses Moody's going to pick up right where he left off. Into the front court. Moody drains a three from the top of the circle. Moses has 17 of the Razorbacks' 22 points.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
And back on halftime as we wrap up our last couple of hours. Here's some text coming in here. John in Mountain Home, who hasn't texted in a couple of months, is honored to learn that Eddie in Clarksville also worked for UPS and thought it was really cool seeing Muss dressed up in Browns. By the way, there is a story on the Minor League Baseball official website, MILB.com, about Eric Musselman and all of the gear that he's been wearing in practices, and you know, he's tweeted photos of him wearing all of that gear. I mean, every single day it was like a completely different set of T-shirt, mask, and in some cases hats from WNBA teams, NFL teams, minor league baseball teams, I think a couple of hockey teams, MLS teams, and everything. I've got a team for him to maybe get some paraphernalia for later on during Get Off My Lawn.
Real quick, also, I wanted to share this news coming in just across. This coming from John Rothstein via Twitter from CBS Sports. He tweets out 56 minutes ago, says Arkansas's Desi Sills, Justin Smith, and Jalen Williams will all play tonight against Kentucky. Per Eric Musselman, Smith and Stills both averaging in double figures. So according to John Rothstein, all three of the injured Hogs will all be suiting up and playing tonight per Eric Musselman, and that is from John Rothstein.
I think the only one that I really wondered whether he would be available was Sills.
Yep.
You know, because I think Smith is going to play. He just seems very tough. He's already been playing a month with an ankle that I don't think is at 100%. And Jalen was out there for, 8 minutes against Mississippi State? Again, it's really a matter of how available he is, like how much can he be out there. Desi was the one I wondered if he would really be able to play, and I still wonder how effective he'll be. I mean, he's a left-hand shooter. He's really streaky. hopefully he feels at 100%. Otherwise, I'd rather have Devo starting rather than Desi at less than 100%. But I think it's good that you got all your guys available, and Kentucky does not. What Calipari yesterday on his radio show said that Terrence Clark is done for the year. This was the guy that he kind of openly questioned his pain threshold or whether or not he was even injured last week after their loss against Missouri. Do you remember that? I mean, Clark has not played since the middle of December. It's been an ankle, and Calipari had held Clark back from the Missouri game along with an assistant coach, which didn't make much sense. He said he held his assistant, Joel Justice, back to work him out. Which I don't know. Have you ever heard of that before? Like a guy that's usually sitting next to him during a game stays back to work with a guy who's got a bum ankle, and then it's decided that he's not going to play the rest of the season less than a week later. After the Missouri game, Calipari said, and he's talking to the Kentucky broadcaster, and he says, after 5 weeks, you're still limping? There's nothing wrong, no MRI, nothing there. The players know their pain and what their pain threshold is, so if he's limping around, I'm not going to play him. And then yesterday, there must have been an MRI or some sort of change in the diagnosis, because now Calipari says they want him to sit out for 4 weeks. So, I mean, Clark would have been one of their best players. But that's not the reason that they're 5-12. I don't think even close. All right, I did want to get into some big league stuff. Major League Baseball teams have 3 days to submit their 75-player list that are invited to spring training. And spring training is starting on time. The regular season is going to begin in April, even though the ownership, 2 weeks ago, tried to push an agreement on the players that would push everything back about a month. But now you get 3 days to submit that player list of 75 that are available for spring training. Also, Cardinals fans, I know you would have expected this happened, especially at some point this year, but 3 days before the list goes out, and Yadier Molina signs a 1-year contract with the Cardinals. It's going to be his 18th season, all with the same team. There's never been a player or a catcher that has stuck around with one franchise for that long. Like Pudge Rodriguez moved around in his last 7 or 8 years, played with a bunch of teams. Pudge Fisk, White Sox and Red Sox. Gary Carter, the Expos and the Mets. Molina's just always associated with the Cardinals. I can't imagine him playing with anybody else. He's caught 1,989 games, according to Baseball Reference, which ranks 6th all-time. Pudge, there are 2 Pudges, of course. Rodriguez has the Major League record in games caught, then Fisk, then Bob Boone, Gary Carter, and Jason Kendall, who was a rookie with the 96 Pirates the year I interned for them. And, boy, that makes me feel a little bit old. So it's cool Molina's coming back with the Cards. For me, that's the front runner, I think, in the National League Central this upcoming year. Certainly getting Arenado back is a big reason why. I think Jack Flaherty is going to bounce back, have himself a big year. Forget the name of the lefty from Korea. Is it Wang Sung Kim? I think he's going to be really good. Will Molina be able to hit much? He didn't hit much last year at all. Just 6 extra base hits in the pandemic season. Did you see this? That the baseball, is changing a little bit. Rawlings, who manufactures all Major League Baseballs in Costa Rica, has been asked by Major League Baseball to deaden the ball just a tiny little bit. So what they're doing is the yarn. Have you ever taken a baseball apart, Smackdown? You ever cut one of those things in half?
My dog chewed through one before. It's just like a bunch of rounded up yarn, basically.
Yeah, well, it's thinner string on the outer core. Then the inner core is more of a
is there a rubber
yarn,
ball?
and then it's a rubber centered core in the middle. So that thicker yarn is going to be just a tiny little bit looser, in order to diminish some of the springiness of the ball, like the bounciness. It won't quite have that bounciness on contact with it's still going to be bouncy, but it's just ever so slightly different, so that you're going to see, I think, a pretty noticeable dip in home runs based upon the changing of the baseball. The ball won't be so tight in the middle. It will weigh the same. It will weigh a little lighter, by 2.5 grams, be the same size. So it won't be as tight, as dense, and it's not going to fly quite as far. In fact, it's said that about 1 to 2 feet on any ball hit about 375 feet. That's how far the diminishing in the distance will be. And I mentioned there's a change for college baseball. You're doing the runner at second base in extra innings this year.
All right.
I saw that on Kendall Rogers' Twitter feed earlier this morning. So I kind of wondered if college baseball would be the holdout, because Major League Baseball now is renewing this 7-inning doubleheaders, and extra innings begin with a runner at second base. College baseball is doing that too, although I don't know if they're doing 7-inning doubleheaders every doubleheader. All right, that's your baseball report.
I've got a picture on my phone of the chewed-up baseball from 10 years ago that my dog has.
Takes a while to take these
strong
things
teeth.
apart. It really does. All right, get off my lawn right after this.
The Frozen Knuckles Challenge is back at Wheeler Power Sports. Claim up to $150 in Wheeler Power Sports cash, along with chances to win other prizes just for riding your bike this winter. The contest runs through March the 6th, so make sure every time you get on your bike, check in at Wheeler Power Sports. For more on the Frozen Knuckles Challenge, go to WheelerPowersports.com. Wheeler Power Sports is located at 901 North 11th Street near downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling.
Man, I just want to ride, man. I just want to ride.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, Ty Richardson for my friend Jeff Taylor at Jeff's Clubhouse. Jeff's Clubhouse is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 and Saturday from 9 to 12. Lunch special, take and bake, brunch to go bands. They have it all at Jeff's Clubhouse. Give Jeff and his crew a call at 479-308-9123. That's 479-308-9123. You can stop by and see him at 2801 Old Greenwood Road in Fort Smith. Check out their menu online at theclubhousefs.com. Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
In the mood for a top shelf night, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of their delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Garrison in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Here's Gunner and Jeb.
Hello?
Hey, it's Jeb. I did like you suggested and bought Mildred a hot and spicy present for Valentine's Day.
Good boy. What'd you get her?
I got her that habanero hot sauce she's so crazy about.
God save the queen. Well, I got a Valentine's present for you.
Really? What?
A trip to Dr. Phil.
Nick and Ellie Glidewell would like to wish everyone a hot and spicy Valentine's Day. Equal housing opportunity. Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Bills, kids, school, toilet paper. Who is buying all the canned chickpeas? Delayed shipments, masks, pandemic, elections. You're on mute. Riots, air fryers, test results, streaming services, the playoffs, unfriended. You can turn it all off, you know, at least for a while. The rhythmic sound of your feet on the pavement, the sun peeking through the clouds on a quiet morning. Let us show you how to leave it all behind. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
This is ESPN 95.3.
LaDeja Williams with a head fake. Works her way into the paint. Pull-up jumper stripped out of her hands by Aaron Barnum. Barnum driving all the way. Leaves it out for Slocum. Fakes the three. Swings it for Ramirez. Way out left side. Three's on the way by Ramirez. Another one. 11. Ramirez has 14.
Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into halftime at 877-377-6963. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Austin wants to know, is Yadier Molina a Hall of Famer? Also, is he the best defensive catcher of all time? Yes and no. I still think Pudge Rodriguez. I was a huge fan of his. I don't know. I would take him without really digging into numbers and stuff like that. But, Molina won 3 world championships. Pudge, I think, won 1 with the Marlins. That was it. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. I think he's a little underwhelming as a hitter. But certainly as a catcher, as a defensive catcher, I think he's definitely one of the greatest of all time. Yes, he will go into Cooperstown. Yes.
Always seems like, though, anytime he can make those big-time throws from catching going all the way to second.
Yeah, and I think he just has a real impact on the psyche of that pitching staff, and always has. It's difficult to figure out exactly a statistical impact that a catcher has when so often the impact that he has is mental on the pitchers that he's working with and on the fielders that are out there too. And
I think too also he probably, obviously post Albert Pujols when he left the Cardinals. I mean, that's the face of the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, right? Is that fair to say? I mean, you might throw Adam Wainwright in there for a short period of time.
Him and Adam Wainwright, yeah, the two of those, and probably Molina a little bit more so, just a little bit.
I would argue, I would put easily Molina over Adam Wainwright, but that's just me. But
another text about too bad the Cardinals didn't treat Pujols the same way. I don't know. I mean, it's worked out for St. Louis without paying Pujols all the money that the Angels have for him to be a substandard player.
I was going to say he didn't play that well for the Angels either.
It's a different situation by far. I mean, that was Pujols in the middle of his career, at the apex of his earning potential, and nobody would have seen that he would have ended up having such a precipitous fall that he has. For Molina, this is really just about a guy in the twilight of his career. He's nowhere near the catcher or hitter that he was. You still have a positive impact for that team, but it's two different situations, much different situations. Just because, looking at the possibility of them both ending their career in the same city, it's different parts in their career. Like, what was Pujols, 30, 31 when he signed that contract?
Yes.
Maybe even a little younger, and Molina's 37. So it's a much different situation. All right, anyway, I got a couple of things here, one of them including baseball, one of them including somebody who I love more than anything else for Get Off My Lawn.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing? That is insanity.
You're talking like a song from The Lion King. Stop that. It makes no sense.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
This is ridiculous.
I'm calling my supervisor.
You're not going to amount to jack squat.
Get Off My Lawn.
Brought to you today by The Fence Man, which you can put around your lawn if you have a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal. The number at The Fence Man is 479-782-3936. Call them. They'll be there for a quick, no-obligations quote. Nobody does it any better than The Fence Man. Things like custom installations, gates, controlled access card readers. They've been doing it over 40 years. 479-782-3936. Tell them to put that fence around your lawn. And the Fence Man is a division of Quantum Property Service.
Get on the lawn of the Fence Man.
That's right. First one for me, the American Association of Professional Baseball Leagues released their schedule today.
Okay.
Big headlines, of course, big headlines.
We've been looking forward to this.
This is a former independent minor league that now is a partner of Major League Baseball, but not really affiliated with any team. And they released their schedule today. And they have added a former affiliated club, the Kane County Cougars, who for a long time were, I think, a Marlins affiliate right there outside Chicago and a really successful club. But adding Kane County gave the American Association 11 teams. And you can't have a baseball league with 11 teams. You just can't. it has to be an even number because of scheduling purposes. Otherwise, you're going to have a team that's sitting around with their fingers in their nose for 3 or 4 days, and that's not baseball. So they added another club. So just get a load of where they have these teams located, okay? The North Division, the Chicago Dogs, great name, Fargo Moorhead Redhawks in North Dakota, Gary South Shore Railcats in Indiana, Kane County Cougars, I like this name, the Milwaukee Milkmen, and the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The South Division, Cleburne Railroaders, Kansas City Monarchs, great name, bringing on the old name of the Negro League team in Kansas City. Lincoln Salt Dogs plays in the home of the University of Nebraska, Sioux City Explorers, Sioux Falls Canaries, and the Houston Apollos. The Houston Apollos did not exist until this morning. They are the 12th team. They are the only way that this league can exist. And the Houston Apollos will play their entire 100-game season on the road with no lawn. They have no lawn. Why are they even being given Houston as a fake home city when they won't ever be inside Houston, Texas, for crying out loud? Like, I mean, this team's name should be the American Association Glue Guys, because without them, you don't have a schedule. You can't have a league with 11 teams. And they're putting this, what else would you call them? The Houston Hitches or the Houston No-Homers. I just don't even know why you would call them Houston anything. I've seen this in some other instances before. The Atlantic League had an all-road team one year, and they didn't even assign them a home city or home state. They were just called the Road Warriors. That, to me, tells you what a team is doing. The Houston Apollos makes no sense whatsoever. This is a team that has no lawn, and so they can get off my lawn.
I'll go real quick with mine here, and I'm directing this towards Matty T just because we talked about it a lot throughout the show. Matty T, do lamb fries need to get on your lawn or off your lawn? Because you tried them for the first time this weekend upon my recommendation to Cattlemen. So,
I mean, you were just raving about
it. Get on your lawn or get off your lawn?
I would say get on my lawn because if you don't know what they are, they're pretty delicious.
You don't have to know what they are, do you? Can somebody lie to you? And then you decide you like it, and then they tell you what it really is? Are you still friends?
Well, it took you two to tell me, and then my father to tell me what they actually are. But if you had no idea, like, which I told you, said just go in there with an open mind.
I would say it's less gross than fried calamari.
That's fair.
Because calamari was more chewy and stuff, and this it tastes like same kind of like fried, flavor with cocktail sauce. It's good.
So I've decided I will never order calamari at a restaurant because it's always frozen. Mm-hmm. I want the real thing. I want it fresh, plucked out of the ocean. I want that squid to have been alive, like 10 minutes before I've eaten it. Kind of like how I like my fish when you go to the islands.
For all I know, the calamari I had wasn't any good either. So that's what I'm comparing it to something. No, one and only time I tried calamari, it was disgusting.
Never tried it.
But I didn't take a bite out of this and. So the listeners know what lamb fries are, right? They're sheep.
The Rocky Mountain oysters.
Sheep testicles,
Well,
my girlfriend said
you can use the term gonad. Like, that's okay. That's a real anatomical term.
I was enjoying them so much that my girlfriend had to say, "Don't get filled up on testicles. You've still got your meat coming."
Hello.
So
only somebody that loves you can say that.
Round of applause to Miss Matty T.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And she couldn't get over the idea of what they were. She didn't like them at all.
Did she try them?
She tried one.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'll give her that. If you tried it, that's great. But if you don't, that's a different story. So,
how would you describe the flavor? Give me one word. Describe the flavor.
Juicy.
The flavor, just kind of fried. It's I would say more like shrimp. It kind of was like eating shrimp.
If you had no idea what it actually was,
because it's fried, you got cocktail sauce and lemon. So. I'd say kind of like eating something just fried, like fried
shrimp.
The term that I always hear thrown around when you're really not quite sure how to describe something that you think is gross, but it has a flavor that's invading your mouth. Earthy.
It wasn't.
I can say that.
Probably earthy.
Yeah, I would say not as earthy as I would have expected. They weren't as earthy. It didn't taste like they were dragging in the mud or anything.
So lamb fries can get on your lawn.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
It was a good suggestion.
Good. You're welcome. I'm anxious to hear Phil's last one because I've been laughing about this all show.
It's National Pizza Day.
Okay.
My son Gabriel hates pizza.
What?
How? How could a kid?
How could you hate pizza?
What kid hates pizza? Really, the thing that he doesn't like is red sauce. which also I don't know any kid that hates red sauce, but I've tried to this is a really difficult child to feed. He's 8. I have tried numerous different. There's only so many chicken nuggets you can eat, right? Before you become one. There are only so many cheeseburgers that you can eat. Like, pizza is always the go-to thing. We'll put half of this on yours. This will just be cheese only, and the other half will be the stuff that actually tastes good. But the kid won't eat pizza. I love it. My daughter loves it. I don't know anybody, at least connected to me, that I associate with my family, that I will openly admit to loving more than myself. But at the same time, I got to tell this kid, Gabriel, you don't like pizza. Get off my freaking lawn.
Whoa. You're telling your son to get off your lawn? Oh, my God. Wow.
I wonder what it is about the red sauce, the color, the taste.
I can't describe it. I don't understand it at all. Like, there's nothing bad about pizza. I just really think you know what he's done? He's taking a little piece of his father and learning how to be extremely stubborn.
He's starting that rebellious phase early.
It's not rebellious. It's that he enjoys pissing me off, I guess. I joke.
It's got to be karma for something you did, Phil, as a kid.
I love him more than life itself, but sooner or later, the kid's got to eat pizza. Either that or, find another dad.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
I mean, but kids love Chuck E. Cheese, showbiz. It's where a kid can be a kid.
That's true.
Eat pizza.
I think Gaby knows when I'm lying or not. Yeah. Hey,
I hope.
For SmackDown, for Matty T, for Gabe too. This is Phil. Get up, get out, and get better.
The B.F. Goodrich President's Day sale, because leaders never follow. Between February 12th and 19th, get a $70 or $50 reward card or virtual account after online submission with the purchase of 4 new select B.F. Goodrich passenger or light truck tires. It is National Pizza Day today, and the only place to satisfy your craving is at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. Their special today only is large pizzas for the medium price. Yes, you heard me right. Large pizzas for the medium price. They're open for lunch now, and they're back open till 2 a.m. on weekends. Dine in, carry out, delivery. Give them a call at 479-783-9941. You can check them out online at papaspub.com. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Arkansas. Perhaps the world.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.